Got something to say. This is the last chance to tell you that I'm not coming back. It's the last chance to prove that I am stronger than that. There isn't much that I can do, but I'm not falling for that. This is the last chance to tell you, the last chance to tell you that I've come too far.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Dr. Yawg's Clinic, where we admit patients to Dr. Yawgmoth's clinic and we treat them. What that means, if you haven't been here before, I'm going to show you the ropes with the deck Black-Green Yawgmoth in the format Modern. My name is Brandon Osborne, aka Control for Days. We're going to jump into this match and let's check it out. I don't know what our opponent is playing right now, but as soon as I do, we're gonna show you the ropes. We are on the play. Let's see what we're doing. Whoa, sorry about that. We have revealed a Yorion on the other side of the table. So right off the bat, we're thinking 4-color Pile, 4-color Blink, or 4-color Elementals. I would like our hand if it had another land, but unfortunately it does not. So it is very volatile and fragile to removal. I think we have to, oh, I almost clicked the wrong button. I think we have to mulligan that. This 7 is better. I think we can keep this. And I think we're gonna try to play, not the long game, but the intermediary game. I think we ship back the Innkeeper here. So it's either the Innkeeper or the Hierarch. My incentive to keep the Hierarch is just if we get to turn 2 with it, a turn 2 Grist is really good in this matchup. If it does, I mean, the likelihood of it living is low, but I think it's worth trying to do. So we're gonna get rid of the Innkeeper. Our opponent's on at least a 6-card hand as well. Okay, they keep their 6. We'll see how this goes. I'm gonna lead on Peatland, Hierarch, and pass the turn. I don't really think we can ask for a much better 6-card hand. I think this is pretty solid, so we'll see. If I was on the draw, I definitely would not be leading with Hierarch. Once again, assuming that this is 4-color Pile. The reason being is because of Wrenn and 6. Alright, so it looks like our Hierarch is gonna live, which is really good. Oh, no, it's not. Never mind. Duh. Prismatic Ending. I was thinking they were playing Abundant Growth. Alright, so here, I think we're going to shock. I think we're okay. We're taking quite a bit of damage off our lands, but I think it's fine in the early game here. And the fact that we drew Messenger, having a way to cast it, I think is important. So if they just go like Fury Ephemerate here, we pretty much just lose, but that's what we signed up for. You need to get a little lucky in this matchup. You need them to not have it all. So that's the hope, that they don't have it all. That's what we want. Blood Artist, not the best draw. We'll lead with an attack. We'll swing for 1, put them to 15. And best case scenario is our Grist double hits here. So that's also what we're hoping for. Like I said, we need to get a little lucky to win this matchup, so let's hope that it does. I would have liked that evolution too. That would have been nice. Bolting our wall down, so we're a little tight on resources at this point. Alright, so they're playing the Elemental version, so they have Risen Reefs in the deck. So they did not do anything on their turn. So they could... One of the lines of play they have access to is Solitude, block our attacking creature, Ephemerate it, kill our other creature. But I think we have to commence with combat as if that is not going to happen. They also have the Oh, is this an endurance? Okay, so that's also a possibility, I guess. That's not that big a deal. That's fine. Not the end of the world. So we're gonna play into Fury a little bit, unfortunately. There's the possibility that they wipe our board here. But once again, you can only play around so much. So I don't know that we necessarily have the ability to treat that card with that much respect. So both of Nissa, which is an interesting inclusion into these decks. You know, their mana is so crazy. Alright, so they pulled Windswept Heath into their hand, but they didn't cast it, so we know one of the cards in their hand. And they're also not casting out the or bringing Yorion into their hand. But they might. We'll see. We'll see if they actually move forward with it. Alright, so they're attacking. And we're going to block with an insect. I think they only run one endurance, but they're definitely representing another one, so I don't know that I want to swing in right now. They could also have the snake, Icefang Coatl, which I'm not 100% sure. I think so. I'm just going to uptick the Grist. I'm not going to swing into their board right now. There goes another evolution. Why can't we have those in our hand? And I'm going to make the most mana efficient play and play out the Messenger just in case they get rid of our Hierarch. Maybe it was wrong not to attack. Maybe I should have attacked with the insect token. Maybe it was oversight on their part not bringing the Yorion into their hand, but... Alright, so there's the Heath we knew about. It feels like an Omnath is coming down if I had to guess. Okay, now they bring the Yorion into their hand. So... yeah, this is kind of suggesting... suggesting the Icefang Coatl. So here I could play Yawgmoth, minus Grist, kill the Endurance. I could play Yawgmoth into Blood Artist, minus Grist, kill the Endurance, and swing for a bunch. And I think we're going to get aggressive here and take that line. And they also could have Yorion, Ephemerate. There's just so much to play around. Alright, so I think we're going to lead Blood Artist. I'm going to save my Grist activation post-combat. And we're going to swing with the Messenger. We'll see what they do. So I'm going to fetch. I feel like this is an Icefang Coatl. Okay, which is fine. We're anticipating that a little bit. I wasn't sure on the text. 3 other snow permanents, okay. So they're going to take quite a bit. We take 4 damage here. Play out another Yawgmoth, and then we could... I could minus this Yawgmoth, but it leaves us really exposed to like Fury Ephemerate. So once again, I'm just going to uptick and then pass the turn from here. Okay, we got disconnected for a second. We're back. Our opponent needs to go off this turn, otherwise they're likely dead on their next turn. They have a Yorion in hand. We don't know anything else. Like, best case scenario for them is like, alright, we got there. I think best case scenario in that situation for them is like Solitude, Ephemerate, land, Yorion. But even then, I don't know if that's enough. So I'm up to 3 Thoughtseize on the sideboard, and the main reason that I'm doing that is for this matchup. Also have Hepatra. They have Risen Reef. I feel like Abrupt Decay is trading down on that, in that they're already getting a card off of it, so I don't think that's where I want to be. Maybe the Liberator. I'm going to pull up my handy dandy sideboard guide. Sideboard guide is linked in the description below. Feel free to access that and make use of it. And this matchup is labeled as Blink if you're curious. So Thoughtseize, Necromentia, Endurance. Alright, so we're not going to put the Liberator in. Pull an Evo, maybe? I don't think this list is running counterspells, so we might be able to keep the Evo in, but they are kind of nabbing our resources pretty aggressively. Pulling a Wolf, 2 Birds, a Scavenging Ooze. I don't know, Hepatra's fine, it's not great. I think I'll pull another bird. And then maybe a Cord. Just because if they're dwindling our resources, Cord isn't going to necessarily have the oomph that we want it to. Alright, so we're up a game in this matchup. I'm hoping I can get the win here. For the sake of this, these videos, I like posting wins because it shows you how to win. So I would love to have a win here. This hand is tough, but I think we're gonna keep it. I like the turn 1 Thoughtseize to keep them off of Wrenn and 6, and hopefully we pull a second land. So this could go terribly, but if we pull like a land or 2, I think it's really good. So fingers crossed. I wonder if it's worth bringing in Liberator in this matchup. My voice just went really high there. I think there's the potential to like nab Abundant Growths and take them off of Oath of Nissa, and right, that's not a land. That's not great. Turn 1 Thoughtseize. Let's hope we can nab Wrenn and 6. Oh, their hand is super slow. Wow. Their hand isn't that great. So here, like if they play out the Teferi, they're going to bounce the Abundant Growth. They're going to get a lot of card advantage off that. So I think that's where we're going to go with this, even though we can strike it down with the Geist. And then by the time they get Titania into play, we can kill it with the Grist, hopefully. So I think we're going to take the Teferi and just get them off of a play next turn. We really need to pull a land next turn though. Really, really. If they pull like a Wrenn and 6 off the top, we're going to be upset though. Alright, so we knew about the Misty. Alright, fingers crossed for a land. Really need a land. Land. That's not a land. Alright. Play out our Hierarch, and that is it for our turn. Fingers crossed the Hierarch lives now. Stomping Ground, untapped. Alright, so they're still working with the same resources that they had last turn. Because they didn't bring the Yorion into their hand, which tells us that they don't have a way to get rid of the Hierarch. So here I think we just get our Grist down. I think that's the play. Start generating value off of it. All right, so and we got rid of a Geist on the top of our deck, which is good for us. So here they're going to play out the Endurance, which is also good for us, because it means that our Undying creatures are now live to put in some work. Steam Vents we didn't know about. I'm guessing they're bringing Yorion into hand this turn. Yep, there it is. So we know these 3 cards out of the 5 in their hand. And during our next turn, we're going to leave up Endurance, which will cut off Titania, which will be pretty good. So they won't get the value out of it. And then the following turn, we'll be able to we'll go from there. All right, so here, so there's 2 things we could do. We could, no, so I think we just block with the Insect here. Just in case they play another fetch land. Alright, so they didn't play another fetch land. Alright, there's Titania. It's going to trigger when it comes into play. And then we're going to Endurance in response to the trigger. So they're not going to get the value off of it. It's like a whole jumble of things on the stack here. Alright, no value. They have a vanilla 5/3. Alright, despite the fact that we didn't hit our land drops, this game is actually shaping up okay. We're hoping they don't have a Fury. Play out our Hierarch. Play out our Geist. Then we're gonna minus. And we're gonna kill the Titania. And then we're not gonna attack in because I want to Chord EOT and get Yawgmoth into play next turn. And then from there we should be able to just kind of steamroll them depending on what they have in their hand. So fingers crossed it pans out like that. I think we're doing pretty good given the fact we only have 2 lands in play. Risen Reef, pretty good value. Pretty good. We pulled a land, which I'd actually prefer. A tapped land. Alright, squad, we're doing okay. Fingers crossed. Dryad Arbor. Things are looking up. Ooh, Thoughtseize isn't bad either. So we can do one of 2 things. We can Thoughtseize into Yawgmoth. Like, they have 2 blue up. I don't think they run Counterspell, but some of these decks are all over the place. So we could Thoughtseize into Yawgmoth, and then from there draw a couple of cards, hit our land drop, and get our Young Wolf. I think that's the best line. And we're going to kill the Risen Reef this turn as well for sure. We're just going to smash their value, whatever value they have. Alright, so they're playing out an Ice Fang, which is fine. We're probably just going to hit, I'm guessing, the Yorion here. Alright, and there's a Fury in hand as well. So Yorion will draw them like 1 card. I think this is probably the most critical decision of the entire game. I don't know if we're actually back or not yet. Let's see, can I click on things? So I can take the Fury and then just deplete their board with Yawgmoth. so Yorion doesn't do as much. So I think that's the line I'm going to take. Okay, we're back. Making a token with the grist. I'm going to start chipping away at their board. We also have the possibility of just killing them if we draw like land and cord this turn. Okay, now we don't have that possibility. But we're in pretty good shape. Definitely want to pull a land here. We're gonna swing for 4 with the Geist. Now we'll swing with the Endurance here. Now we'll swing with the Geist. And if they block with the Endurance, we'll just shrink the Endurance. Good. Great. Draw a couple more cards. There's a chance if we draw into a cord and cord for 2, they just concede. So that's something as well. I think we're pretty stocked at this point. I don't want to diminish my life total further, so I'm just going to pass the turn from here. And if we need to try to go off at instant speed, we can try that. So we know they have Yorion and land in hand. Yorion can draw them a card. That's kind of what they need to bank on, I think. Alright, they drew an Yawgmoth. Pretty good. Oh, prismatic ending. Okay. Yeah, we'll draw a couple more cards here. Okay, I think that should be game there. That's fine. There's their land drop, and we know about Yorion in hand as their last card. Innkeeper just further solidifies it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Innkeeper doesn't matter, but 1, 2. Play out the Blood Artist. 1, 2, 3, and we should see a scoop here. It should, unless they're trying to time us out. Okay, they scooped. Victory, we got there. The dreaded 4-color pile matchup. We have come out victorious. You need to get a little lucky. That's just the nature of the beast. They didn't have any Ephemerate, Solitude, Fury lines in either of the games we played them. Their hand the second game was a little sloppy. I'm surprised they kept that, but we got there. We got there. You know, they're an 80-card deck, so they're gonna consistency, at least in the early game, is a little bit suspect, and I think that's what we saw in game 2. Game 1 feels like it was so long ago. I don't even remember what happened, but yeah, they're gonna falter from time to time, and you need to take advantage of that when they do. So we were able to do that in both those matchups, both those games. I think Grist was probably the MVP, sticking in early Grist and then just being able to just generate slow board advantage. You know, just kind of fight our game plan, our grindy game plan as best we can. So hopefully this gave you an example of how to go about approaching the matchup, how to go about winning the matchup, and how to be successful in this matchup. You are going to lose sometimes just because they have it, but in the games where they don't have the nuts, you very strategic about how you approach each and every turn. So, my name is Brandon Osborne, aka Control for Days. I'm going to check out. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, subscribe if you have not done so already. We're trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, so please, if you haven't, you're watching this video, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to support me further, head over to my Patreon. There are resources over there, and in the description below there are resources, sideboard guide, stat sheet, etc. and so on. So thank you for tuning in today. I will see you all next time. I hope this is Sunday. Hope you've had a great weekend. I will see you guys soon. All right, be well.